Hi, this is Sandy Clair. Welcome to Origami STEAM. STEAM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, Art, and Math. And today is 4th of July. Happy 4th of July, everyone. Today we are going to make a Bucky ball. This is my favorite fold in modular origami. This is my #1 fold, and the creator, unfortunately, I didn't create it, a professor in math. His name is Tom Hall. Call out to Tom Hall. You do an awesome job. And this is what we're going to make today. Now, before we start, I'd like to show you his book. A call out to Tom Hall. He's a professor in math. If you are a teacher, especially a math teacher, you need to purchase this book. Have it in your area of all your math and educational books, because this will help your students that have only hands-on or visual math, such as myself. I learned that way. So I folded the 4th of July flag ahead of time just to show you that you can make 3-color. It's a 3-edge coloring. And if you notice that there are holes in this module unit, and the holes, if you look at the shape, is a pentagon. So this is a pentagon windows, we call this. Now what we're going to start doing, we're going to do this in one film without stopping. We're not going to have 2 parts, only 1 part. We're going to make one of these first, and this is actually the face. We're going to make the face and add on each unit to the face to make an entire modular unit. Okay, so first thing you need to do, we are going to use 4-inch square paper. I'm using kami paper, which is white on one side and red, which you don't need to. You can use red on both sides. If you notice closely, this is actually the color wheel. This is where STEAM comes in, where we're learning about the color wheel and also a lot of math terms. And we'll be talking in math vocabulary too, so pay close attention. Now the first thing we have to do is fold this. If you have a paper that is white on one side, be sure to fold them in half first, okay? we're going to fold these units so you can see how this is done first, okay? This is called a pleat fold. And when you fold this, you fold one back, turn it over, and fold it like this. This is called a pleat. There are 4 equal pieces. And these are 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4. So we're going to make 6 of these because this is the color wheel. Color wheel colors are purple. And how do you make purple? Red and blue make purple. Next we have orange. You see, if you look closely at the side, this is an M or a W. It doesn't matter which way, but when I show you, we're going to be folding them like this. Okay, so I'm going to stack them up. I like to use my nail and make it nice and crisp folds. Okay, here's my blue. I've taught 4th and 5th grade kids, and the 4th graders actually made this, 4th and 5th. But a lot of times for our art class, we have to work in groups. So all this work, if you break it amongst your friends, if everyone helps, it goes faster. Okay, now here's my yellow. And that's it. Now, we have, what you'll need to do is this unit. This actually has 30 pieces of paper. So you have to think math in your multiplying. You have to think what numbers are multiples of 30. So in this case, we have 3 times 10, because I have 3 colors, 10 pieces each. And this one is also a 3-edge coloring, where we have 3. We have the Mexican flag and the Italian flag here. There's 10 red, 10 green, and 10 white. Now for this one, multiples of 30. This is very, very colorful, but I used 15 colors 2 times. So 15 times 2 is 30. So you could just think about all the different multiples of 30 before you even start. But we're going to do, there's 6 colors in the color wheel: red, blue, and yellow. This is a little crooked, but we'll work that out. These are their primaries. These are the only colors you ever need. If you mix red and yellow, you make orange. If you mix green or blue and yellow, you make green. And blue and red make purple. And that's it. That's your color wheel. So what we're going to do first, we're going to make these figures right here, these units. And I like to stack them as I'm doing them, because then you know they're congruent. They're exactly the same size. And all of these, I have 4. So I need to fold 1 more for you, for each one of those. So first thing you do is you look at your paper and you fold it right like this in a 45-degree angle. Okay? Once you fold it from left to right, I like to go this way. If you were left-handed, you'd go right to left. But whatever you choose, make sure they're the same, okay? Now, once you have this angle, this triangle, you fold it down. I call this my chicken fold. It looks kind of like a chicken head, okay? I'm gonna make chicken heads with all these right now, okay? You could do 10 at a time. You could do all 30 at a time. You can have your brother or sister or friend help you fold them. There you go. I'm first doing the chicken heads. See that? And you fold down. You see that? And we fold here. Okay. And this is the last one. Now, since I have all these, the next step is to fold it up. Like that. Even with this base. And then fold it back. We're going to make 2 triangles. Can you see that? I'm just going to stop right there. I'm going to do that with all of these. Okay? It's not a difficult fold. Once you get it, it's just a matter of making the units. And that's what takes so long. But I like to show you in one take without part 1, part 2. It's all going to be done in one take today. Okay, how's that? Oh, forgot my green. Here we go. Here and here. Now, if I go too fast, pause the video, rewind, you can do that. Now, look at these. Do you see that? Now, once you get this, you flip it over, and there's your square. You're going to fold it so you have your second triangle. You see that? Turn it over. You could just have somebody just do this for you 30 times. And if you have design thinking, you can make some beautiful designs with using different colors. You don't have to use multiples of 30. You can just randomly pick colors, but it does look nice. It's in balance when you do it correctly. Okay, here I am. Look at this. You have all your units. Okay. And I'm going to grab my red and I'm going to stick it right on top here. Whoops. Take all my blues, my purples. It's nice to sort them like this. Now you could do this the same day, or you can do it the next day, whenever you have time. Do a little bit at a time. It's kind of fun once you get the knack of it. Okay, here we are. Now we're going to make this, and this is actually the face of a dodecahedron. This is a dodecahedron, and a dodecahedron is a polygon with 12 pentagon faces. Okay, you can use hexagons, you can put another piece in to make hexagons, but if you're doing this for the first time, I would recommend hexagons or pentagons. That's 5 sides, okay? You see the window? Now, I'm not going to use this one. I'm going to start from scratch to make my first one, okay? So, one thing we need, I like to use, is a little bit, just a little line of glue, just to keep it in place. Now you pull these out just a little. I'm going to start with these 3. Let's see, let's start with these 3 colors. Okay. I pull that out just a little, and if you noticed, you see it's kind of like symmetry here. You're going to be putting this color right inside here. If you had x-ray eyes, you would see it like this. So I'm going to slide this in. I'll put just a little bit of glue. 1, 2, 3. Open it up. Slide it in. There you go. And it folds right on the mountain crease, the mountain fold right there. Now you're going to do one more. I'm going to use the yellow. It's going to go like this. Okay. Slide it in. You could slide it at the bottom or you can slide it at the top. It doesn't matter. You have 2 pockets to choose from. And I kind of give it a little extra. Now you have this one sticking out. I'm going to show you a tricky fold that Tom Hall uses. But I like to fold it under like this. But you could open it up. And he doesn't use glue either. But I would recommend using glue because it's a little tricky, especially when you're trying to fit them under like this. You see how I put it inside? But the rest of them, the rest of the module, we will just be gluing it inside, okay? So now what you have here, look at that. Even my valley folds, I'm going to get it started. Okay, this is my little triangle. Now we're going to make a pentagon right about here. So I'm going to use another color. Okay, I'm going to use my green. Slide it in. Fold it just a little. Now, 1, 2, 3. Let's see, what color did we miss? Let's try this one. Slide it in. There, fits right in the pocket. Look at that. Now, if you did this, it would be a square. We need one more. So let's see, what color are we missing? The orange. So let's put that right in there. So we're done with that. One unit. See that? And this one, 1, 2, 3. Slide it in. I only use a very little bit of glue. You don't need much. It just kind of gives it that extra hold. Because it holds pretty well, but there's so many times when you're trying to hang it, and if you drop it, it might fall apart. So that's why I prefer to use just a little line of glue. Now here we have another one started, so I'm going to use, let's see, probably green. Okay. Let's put a color of green in there. And then we'll go with blue. You could make these in white, because 1 times 30 is 30 units. You could use one color. I've made them in white. White is very striking. Next one is orange. Just kind of go by the order in which you started out. So you have a pattern going here. Oh, there we go. See, once you get that window of that pentagon, that little house, then you know you did it right. Okay, I'm going to slide that right in here. Okay, look at that. And this one's going to actually, now I'm going to show you a trick. I've had to do this trick because I have 40-minute classes, and so many times we had to go fast. So if you're trying to rush it, you can just go like that. Do you see that? Put a little bit of glue and just stick it on like that. Okay, that works. That works too, instead of sliding it in. But it might pop up a little bit, but you could just hold it there. All right, now where else do we leave off? Let's go. Let's see. Let's go right about here. Let's try some orange. Slide it right in there because we're going to make another. I'm going to put that right underneath. There we go. So we have green, orange, blue, and yellow. Yellow's next. Let's do this. We're actually doing the cover of Tom Hall's book right now. I missed a red one. If you notice, this is the cover of his book. And we are going to make a Bucky ball. Now, a lot of kids might want to just get one unit of 3 and glue them together, but that really would not work. It's best to just do one at a time. Just keep sliding it in there. We're about halfway done. I'm gonna put this one right in here. Look at that. Be sure to pinch up. Look at this. Do you see this? We're going to do another one right here. We have orange, purple, red. Purple, red. Let's see. Let's do a green right in here. I'm going to slide this in here. It's snug, very snug, but it works nice. Look at that. Boom. And here we go. We've got one more. I think I'm going to use, what color should we use? Yellow or blue? I think I'm going to use yellow. How's that? I was all planning on using a red, white, and blue, but I ended up making one just so I can show you what the finished product looks like. And you can do, black and white looks very nice too. You can use 15 sheets of paper for black and 15 for white. That's very striking. See, it looks very difficult, but it's really not. Once you get the units put together, you just assemble it. Look at that. Look how nice that looks. See how it's starting to turn, starting to curve in? Look at that. The bottom looks really nice too. Let's put this in a little bit better. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Let's see, let's do this one. Let's do a purple right here. Now, if you use smaller paper, if you're talking about ratio, smaller paper, smaller unit. And this actually comes from his, if you buy his book, it comes from his PHIZZ unit. And there are other folds that you can learn from that unit also. Let me just pull this right here. You know, maybe I should just slide it in. I'm going to try to slide it in. Depends how you feel about this. I'm going to slide it in. Sometimes it doesn't want to participate with you, but let's push this in there. There we go. There we go. That's good. Now, let's see. Let's finish off of this one and maybe do orange. We're pretty much almost done. Now, this is something you can hang in your bedroom. I hang them all over my classroom. If you look up in the ceiling, you'll always see modular origami because it's one of my favorites. See, they're going to do one more in there. You're always looking at the window to make sure you have a pentagon. See that? Look at that. Okay, I'm going to flip that. Look at that. Look at that. That's very nice. I'm going to put this one in there underneath. That's it. That's my trick. And if you double glue them, no one will ever know because they don't see the inside. You just got to make sure you have your little house or your pentagon. Now I have other colors I have to introduce here. So let's try a blue over here. It takes a while, but it's sure worth it. And people will look at this and they'll say, "You made this? How did you do that?" And you just say, it's so easy. That's what you tell your friends. I'll have to show you one of these days. That's what you tell them. Make them wonder. I think I'm going to put a red one right here now. Okay. You can use cardstock. That works nice too, but it's a little harder to work with. There we go. I'm going to end off going in here. Okay. So you just got to keep going like this. You got to look at it. Don't panic if you don't feel like it's going right. You just got to. That's why I only use a tiny bit of glue. If you make a mistake, you can always peel it off. Okay, because this glue is on the bottom, and I'm giving it an extra pinch, so it's pointy. You see that? All your mountain folds will be pointy. Okay, look at, we're almost to the end. I have to do another purple. Slide it in to make our pyramid. Slide it under. Boom. Look at that. See, this one's coming up a little bit. Okay, let's try yellow. Luca did not want to join me in this one. It's a little too long. He wanted to take a nap today. So my next video will have Luca, my assistant. Let's do this one because now we have exactly 5 left. This is the fun part when it gets to the end. Don't panic when you get to the end. This is the best part. See that? Now I have some videos I added to my playlist if you would like to check that out. The playlists are organized by STEAM, by science, technology, engineering, art, and math. So there's little categories for each one. And then I have a category called Just for Kids and Just for Grown-ups. Is that him? Is he snoring right now?
Yeah.
My dog is sleeping. It was his nap time, so he's taking a nap, I think. It's snoring we hear in the background. There we go. Almost there. Almost there, guys. Look at that. Oh, we need a green right there. That green is going to fit perfectly. But when you fold these, try to do these in secret, so whoever you show it to doesn't see how much work it is, and it looks so complicated, and they'll be amazed by how you did this. Here we go. Look at that. Just make sure you, two things, you got to look for the pentagon window as you do it, and those little triangle connectors. Look at that. Now you could try not to glue, but I like to just give a little bit, just to be on the safe side. Okay, here we go. We only have 5 left. Let's do an orange. I love complementary colors, orange and purple. They're opposite on the color wheel. And you know, anything that's opposite on the color wheel pops out. So this can be a very, very colorful Bucky ball or a dodecahedron. Okay, what color should we use? How about some blue? And we're almost there. Here we go. You're probably wondering why I haven't been posting a video, and it's been a month, but I've been working with other origamists. I've been collaborating with them, see some new ideas, what's out there, what's new. And I came up with some great ideas I'm going to be posting very soon. Because I prefer the modular versus the traditional. Traditional does not use this or scissors. Remember that. But this is more math. When you look at modular origami, you're talking math. There's a lot of math going on in here. A lot of geometry, a lot of shapes, patterning, design, thinking. A lot of things that you can use in the classroom too to help you with your multiplication tables. Because once you have fun with something, you'll remember it better. Oops! 3-edge coloring. I made a mistake here. Let's see. Let's try this one. Let's try that. I'm going to have 2 purple together. That's the math question. Make sure no one color touches. And I didn't do it, so just don't tell anybody. That's my secret. How's this? Okay. Let's look at it. We're almost there. Is this one done? Almost. Here's a red one. Let's slide her in. Ooh, it's getting so exciting. Almost to the end now. Here. Now be sure if you make one of these, I want to hear about it. You got to post it in my comment. I will comment back to you, I promise. Tell me how it was, how easy it was. You see that? Here we go. I'm going to flip this one back. And I'm thinking maybe I'm short one. Let's see. Let's see. Ooh. Here it is. Okay, here it is. Last one. Purple to purple. Not good. That's our secret. There we go. And it is done. Look at that. A Bucky ball, rainbow. Rainbow color wheel. Red, yellow, blue, green, and purple. I hope you enjoyed this. Be sure to subscribe. I need more subscribers, guys. And share my videos, too. See you next time. Enjoy the folds. Goodbye.